Hi everybody, nice to see you again. To be creative is not a matter of mastering techniques. It is to be creative, but what does it mean to be creative? Okay, all of us have went through, since we are kids, from our childhood, a predisposition to sensibility compared to the others who are going more on business or more on engineering, and we choose that way, but we never know why exactly. So what we can say about creative intelligence, just come back on this simple symbol. How many pieces can you see in this symbol?
2 elements.
2 elements. Your mind think the same?
Yeah, 2 elements.
So we are always exposed to see 2 elements, because this, of course, is white and this black. But there's always an element that we cannot see, but is there. Is the separation between both of them. No? Now you understand the path between the 2 brains? So that's why I'm talking about the path, gap, or an edge, whatever. But it's always that the way we are facing life, and that's the main idea we had with at the beginning when we thought about the name of the school. Is it the purpose that we're doing that for just learn to the kids how to draw, how to make a nice draw, or be creative? But be creative is not something that you can just learn in the book. No, you have to experience it. And there's a difference between read books in the library and grasp as much knowledge you can, and experience the knowledge. I don't know the word in English, but in French there's a difference entre savoir and connaissance. Connaissance is knowledge, savoir is just files and files of written things that you can just learn as a computer. Okay, but as a human being, there's a difference that you call that acknowledge, no? Acknowledge. Get the knowledge, but by experience, not only. So when you put 2 together, there's something's happening, like not in a regular way of learning something, but like initiation process. The initiation is something that you learn by yourself, you know? You can compare it to okay, if you take any kind of religion, so since you're born, you say, okay, this is God, this is what He said, and this is the way you are follow. Okay, this is truth or revelated truth. But the initiation is something that you learn by yourself. Okay, so of course we giving you some techniques, and after that you trying to reach a certain form of experience by experiencing it. And the problem is that it's not a problem. Is that okay? At day we are awake, at night we are sleeping. But what's happening when you are sleeping, you're dreaming. But when you're awake, you cannot remember the dream. Why? Because it's another world. And there's always 2 faces of the world. And the way we can grasp the reality around us is always because it's so complex that our brain just gives us 2 aspects of it. And all this aspect is just a measurement, compare left to right, black and white, okay? And all our life you are evolving in that 2 element. So the value, the measurement that we're giving to us is just for us to have an idea about, okay, I'm more on right, I'm more on left, etc., etc. But there's something between both of the part, which we used to consider as the 3rd part, which is also existing. This is this part, this invisible part that we cannot see as alive people. But if you are enough sensible, enough dreamer, or enough both of black and white, maybe you can see the middle way. But I think that somebody in India said that already. His name was Siddhartha Gautama. Buddha said that. So find your... So this is equal, the same. I mean, this is the global life that we are facing, all of us. So applied to the creativity is also a matter of mixing intelligence and creativity. Because what we can say between this, the name is intuit, of course, intuitive, I mean, you have understood, and laboratory is something when you make a measurement, comparison, there's a logical, there's a rational, structured, and there's a process. And it's more about techniques, okay, when you apply techniques. But intuition is something that you already got, maybe from your previous life, I don't know. But in India, we can say that. In France, it's very difficult to talk about reincarnation. But here in India, we can talk about reincarnation. So maybe you've got some asset in your DNA, which give you an open mind or a sensibility. But the sensibility is not enough to, it's only the one of these parts, maybe the white, maybe the black, I don't know, but one of these parts, but not both. But once you have experienced your sensibility by measurement around the world, if you understood how the world works, or the way you can apply your sensibility to a tangible world, maybe you can achieve yourself. So all the initiation stands for to be an achievement, personal achievement. So if you can find your personal achievement, it's much more than going to school and learn techniques. It's to become creative. And once you reach that point, maybe you're ready to face any kind of problem in your life and be happy to do it. And be happy to do your job because you have choose it and you have understood something different. So this is the dream we had for the school. So there's always designers I consider like people, okay, they make some illustrator and they make some colors and the other guys, they're sitting just, we don't know what they are doing, no? Oh, they're thinking, oh, they are planners, okay. So I always laugh about these guys because they were spending much time reading newspaper and, okay, now they are planners, oh, they've got the idea. And you just want to execute it because you are just designers. But I think the target we're trying to reach by saying École intuit.lab is a creative and intelligence school means that we would like to build some strategic designer and not strategist versus designer. Why? This is some example of a school because I told you about this already, the fact that what we call the plastic arts, fine arts, versus design. The arts, regularly, you're always, and this is normal, and something that I already told you when you was in Lab 1, maybe this is so far away now. You're all here because you felt that you get a certain ability to draw. And when we start to draw, even me, I was in that way. We are always happy when a small draw is finished. For my part, I started to draw by copying Mickey, Donald, and all Disney characters. So I was very happy to see that. But after that, you're changing your point of view and you say, okay, so I've done Mickey. I've done 10 Mickeys. I've done 10 Donalds, and what for? And after that, you're trying to draw something by your own to express yourself. Then you've drawn 50,000 draws of science fiction characters or spaceship, and after that you're trying some comics, but you realize that the drawing for drawing is there's no, we can say that, there's no finality, there's no sense, there's no meaning of that. It's just a technical or personal satisfaction. And we are all like this. All the students from Lab 1, they're coming with nice draws and they are very, very about. It's like arts. When you're coming professional in arts, okay, this is their purpose to be artists, but the point of view of the artist is mainly, okay, I've got a special vision of the world and I represent it by sculpture, painting, events, all kind of artistic manifestation. but it's the point of view of the artist himself that he expresses in a media or a medium. It's become a masterpiece. This is arts created by someone and no particular receiver, no defined structure, but it's arts for arts. That's what we call fine arts. But for a designer or something is for applied arts, is something intended to communicate something done for a main purpose. So you have been given a brief, and you have to give your creative inputs to deliver this assignment for a certain purpose. So that's defined applied arts. Compared to that, here we are more artistry, storytelling, something between, which makes a difference between this and this. And here there's a strategic visual messaging. So it could be a product also. It's not only visual, but it could be a product. And the difference between the storytelling is when you're an artist, the storytelling it's inside yourself. You don't have to tell to anybody else because it's your own purpose when you're making a paint or something very artistic. But when you have to do it for somebody else, you have to show the way what was your creative process. So that was we call that storytelling. And there's some planners also. Okay, the storytelling of my strategic idea is this. But the difference, the storytelling is sharing an idea. Is how the concept come true, and how the concept come true in a real life for a real demand. That's make the difference. So if you can say the formula, what is taught, the form is always followed by function. We say that in design, in product design. My background is product design, and we say that the chair is not only a chair to make nice. Okay, this is nice, but the first function is to sit on. Probably, I guess. I don't know. But you are on sitting on. And the art of problem solving and inventiveness. And the DNA that you should be required from you is individuality, creativity, intelligence, modern day skill set to be a strategic designer. So the creative intelligence, I don't know if I was clear, is trying to bring you, so both by experience, even it's very stratospheric, the two parts of the brain, the real life, the non-real life, and the path between both of them, is to find this middle way, but it's the same for all the world and all the people, but in our way, in our school idea, is to bring you. The idea is to merge these two aspects, to make you some people fully completed, achieved in this two aspects. And if you reach that goal, to understand that, okay, I'm not only a drawer, I'm not only a designer or graphic designer, but I'm a strategist designer. So then I can face any kind of problem in my life. Even tomorrow, probably you won't work in an agency, but the way you will think could help you to face any kind of aspect. You can be an engineer in a big industry. Doesn't matter. Of course, you can be planner also, not doing Illustrator, but writing some ideas. Because at the end of the day, and I've realized the same in my entire life, that even if I'm like drawing, I'm like making nice images, nice projects, but and I probably think that that's why I've been so involved in the school. The biggest aspect of it is translating the idea by the storytelling. So how you can share the idea of the process before making the form. Okay, the form is just the tangible or the projection of the idea. Okay, but the most important is the idea. And at the end of the day, the idea is the most important. So that's why having the idea, having the storytelling, and the concept becomes the biggest part of the journey. and bringing to a global idea of a school and help other students and other designer, future strategic designer, become as much aware of that. It was our purpose and our goal. And just to finish about the difference between the form and the function is the concept. The concept of storytelling I told you, which is the idea, is this image that probably everybody recognized. It seems to be only some draws, you know, if you're not able to read it. It's just some drawings, some symbols. But it's not the common language of the Egyptian at that time. It was like a sacred literature, and each symbol have meanings, and it's not like an alphabet on its own. So this is an idea, I think. I mean, an idea as a way to communicate something which never dies by using symbols, by combination of symbols, and it's much more. But as conclusion, even if you spend a lot of time and you love drawing, love using a computer to make nice images, it reminds that the most important thing at the end of the day is the idea, is the concept. And the concept is the way could be between the creativity and the intelligence, and it's the most part is the path. I mean, between both that to make you bigger, more mature, and more efficient to face your new life. So this is just an idea I wanted to share with you about the meaning of the school and the concept of creative intelligence. And it's not something that we always putting in opposition, but it's like in advertising, you're always trying to find a paradox, a paradigm, you know, because there's something which is invisible that we're always trying to reach, and keep going, keep searching, keep walking, and hope you will achieve your journey by finding this path. Thank you.
Thank you.